Hello and Happy New Year. I'm Matthew Keane, the Managing Director of Great Southern Mining. This is a short video just to give some further detail on our recent drilling we conducted at our Southern Star prospect, which is part of the greater Duketon Gold project here in Western Australia. The image on screen there to the bottom right, that's actually the drilling as it's conducted. So where we're sitting in the States, we've got a number of projects clustered around the Laverton region of Western Australia. The Duketon Gold project is just north of Laverton, and it's within the Duketon Greenstone belt. We've got roughly 10% of the belt to the south. Regis is the major operator in the belt. They've got 10 million tonnes roughly of installed milling capacity. Within the project itself, we've got three target areas which are quite advanced. That is Southern Star, which is the topic of today, Amy Clark, and Golden Boulder. On screen here is a plan view of the drilling we conducted, and that's underlain by an aeromagnetic image. First of all, talk to the southern area there. So circled in red, you can see there's a magnetic high there, the red and the white colours there. That's the main Southern Star zone that we've drilled out to date. So that's where most of our drilling has occurred, and very little north and south of that. And we are just focusing here on the northern part of the Southern Star prospect area. There's further kilometres to the south here. Underneath that main zone, a couple of nice intercepts which have really pulled down the mineralisation, and that was a focus here, try and get some down dip extensions to what we already know. Perhaps more exciting is what we've seen to the north. So first of all, in the very north, hole number 10 of this program, we've got a really good intercept there, 13 metres, 2.16 from 57 metres, so nice and shallow, very little drilling around it. Another 440 metres to the south, you've got a good intercept again, that's 3 metres at 4.33 grams per tonne in hole 8. What really is important here is that between Southern Star and that hole number 8, that's roughly about 800 metres. There's only one hole which has been drilled below 100 metres. And then again, if you go from that hole number 8 to the northern hole, hole number 10, there's only one line of shallow RAB drilling, which hasn't really penetrated even to past 100 metres. So virtually untested. And again, nothing to the tenement boundary. That's obviously the tenement boundary with Regis. This is really exciting. We're really looking forward to getting out and testing out that whole strike length. We've opened up along that shear zone the potential for repeats for Southern Star, potentially some continuous mineralisation. That'll obviously be the focus for the next phase of drilling in this project area. I'll just go to the next slide with a couple of cross sections underneath the Southern Star zone itself. So in these cross sections, first of all, I'll talk to basically what's happening with the geology. So this is cross sections under those two better intercepts of Southern Star. First of all, the main zone of mineralisation, it's sitting between a couple of thrust faults. There's nothing to say the mineralisation exists outside this. We just really haven't tested to the east and the west in any great detail. But the aqua blue zone there, that's what we call a quartz dolerite. It's a fractionated mafic zone where we've got intense silica alteration, quartz veining, usually sulfides accompanying. That's where we're seeing the mineralisation. And that's actually common not only here, but across the Duketon belt itself. So a number of Regis deposits have this same quartz dolerite host. In hole number 4 there, which is a cross section on the left-hand side, you've got a great intercept there of depth, 9 metres at 3.66 grams per tonne, and that's tracking down that shear zone on the western side. On the right hand side, you've got holes 2 and 3 of the program. Great intercept there in hole number 2, so that's 8 metres at 3.68 grams per tonne. That's dragged down mineralisation from the 22 drilling above it. That's 2022 drilling, and that's almost 100 metres. We've pulled that mineralisation down dip. Hole number 3, which is a step back again, a little bit disappointing. Mineralisation dropped away a little bit, 2 metres at 0.76 grams per tonne. Important thing here is in the logging, we can see that structure continuing. So that we do see pinch and swell through the shear zone with the mineralisation. There's nothing to say that mineralisation won't come back in at depth. It just needs further drilling obviously further testing. Okay. So what's next for the Duketon project? This will be our key focus next year. So Duketon Gold, that's really where we're going to focus our attention at this stage. Obviously we've got Southern Star subject to this, this presentation here. We've got a lot to do. We've got 11 kilometres of what's called the Rosemount to Ben Hur trend. So that's a strike or a shear zone which hosts a number of the deposits in the Duketon belt going into Regis's ground as well. We've got some great intercepts, so 68 metres at 1.9 grams. We've got a lot of follow-up to do there. And remembering that's only 3 kilometres from Regis Resources' Ben Hur mine, which they started mining earlier last year. The resource there to date is roughly 390,000 ounces. You know, what I'm quite excited about is what we've done very little work, and that's at Amy Clark and Golden Boulder to the north. So Amy Clark's only about 8 kilometres from the Garden Well mine, Regis's Garden Well. That's got over 5 kilometres of anomalous gold in shallow drilling and geochemical surface anomalies, and you know, a great hit there from our 2022 drilling, 8 metres at 6.7 grams from just 32 metres. That was an air core hole. Golden Boulder, probably my favourite at the moment. There's 4 kilometres there of gold anomalism and potential strike. There's over 50 shallow shafts which are mining that took place, you know, back in the early or the turn of the century, 1900. We've got some good drill intercepts. So talking 4 metres at 2.4 grams, 8 metres at 3.9. Very shallow. So very few of the holes to date, including our own, have drilled below 50 metres. So this is wide open, and it just needs the work as done Amy Clark. So I think if we get the metres into these 3 prospects here, we're going to see results. On top of that, we've got a pipeline of earlier stage targets which we haven't really even attacked to date. So a lot of work to do. So this presentation was released on our Investor Hub platform. Also on this platform, you know, we've got the ability for investors to post questions, ask questions of us, whether it's about you know, this current announcement or about our strategy going forward, what we're doing in 2024. As long as it's not information outside what we've released to the market, we're happy to discuss and extrapolate on what we've already said in the public domain. So please feel free to jump online, ask questions. We'll get on there and answer you. Thanks very much, everyone, and again, have a great new year. Hopefully it's a good one in 2024 for gold and for Great Southern Mining. Take care.